First Choice Bank, we know you can't always make it before the bank closes. With our integrated teller, you can talk to a live person as late as 7 p.m. on weekdays and noon on Saturdays. It's not just an ATM, it's an ITM. First Choice Bank, your choice for banking.
Mississippi's trusted weather experts. This is Mississippi Live Weather at 10.
Well, good evening and welcome to Mississippi Live Weather at 10. I hope y'all have done y'all's best to stay warm on what has been a chilly Sunday across North Mississippi. Bad news, these chilly conditions, they're going to continue into our work week ahead, but hey, that's what I'm here to do. I'm making sure y'all are best prepared for y'all's Monday morning tomorrow, everything the work week entails as we get ready to wrap up yet another weekend here in North Mississippi. So let's take a look at our headlines. We have a frigid night ahead. As if you can't tell, these conditions, they're going to continue into the overnight period, and we're going to see below freezing conditions. So make sure to continue protecting those pipes, get in the habit of dripping those faucets again. I know we haven't really been needing to do that recently with how above average we've been. Well, we're on the opposite side of the scale, experiencing why we're still in winter. So definitely making that known as we continue into the overnight period ahead, but also get ready for a repeat of the wind. We've been experiencing just this constant nagging wind today. It's made us feel a lot cooler than what those temperatures are reading outdoors. The unfortunate news, that's continuing into our Monday as well. So those layers that you're going to want to put on in the morning, keep them on all day long. It won't be a day where you start off really chilly in the morning, you're warmer by the afternoon. It's just going to be a chilly Monday all the way around. We'll see those warmer conditions return. It'll take a little bit, but we'll eventually see them return here to North Mississippi by, let's say, Tuesday afternoon, starting to get closer towards average Wednesday. You're definitely going to start to see those above average conditions return, and I'll make sure to give you the very latest by the end of this broadcast. But let's focus on the first 12 as we wrap up our Sunday night and get ready for a chilly Monday morning ahead. We're already practically right around that freezing point, 32 by 11 o'clock in just an hour, well below freezing, upper 20s by 2 o'clock, still keeping those clear skies constant all night long, dropping even more mid-20s by 5 o'clock. But get this, once you're starting off your Monday morning, still in the mid-20s. And with that wind, also with those cooler temperatures, you're going to feel like you're in the upper teens across most of North Mississippi. So definitely going to be a chilly start to the day, even by 11 o'clock. Once we make it towards lunchtime, only making it into the mid-30s. So going to be a chilly Monday ahead. Make sure to have those layers on because it'll be very, very frigid. But let's take a look at across North Mississippi with our live cams. This is out there in Edinburg, 37 degrees. Feels like 32. That 7-mile-per-hour wind coming out of the north, that's allowing us to feel slightly cooler than what those temperatures are reading outdoors. And like I want to keep mentioning, that dew point, around 19 degrees. That's just showing how dry we are in our atmosphere, why there's not any clouds in the sky, and why that's going to continue to be the case tomorrow. Still some people driving on the roads as they wrap up their Sunday night and getting ready for the work week ahead. But yeah, definitely showing dry conditions and chilly ones as we wrap up our Sunday. Same thing out here in Blue Springs, 36 degrees, feels like 30. So already feeling like you're below freezing, even though that temperature not quite matching up yet. 7 mile per hour winds coming out of the north, dew point around 18, just still showing we're dry everywhere across North Mississippi this evening. Let's go out there into Hattiesburg if you want to feel slightly warmer. This is further south outside of our area. Just kind of wanted to factor it in that, hey, you can feel a little bit warmer the further south into the Magnolia State you get, but hey, still mid-40s and even dropping just a little bit with that wind into the low 40s for those feels-like values. And with that dew point slightly more elevated into the mid-20s, just it being closer to the coast, but just showing that all of our state is experiencing dry and definitely below average conditions. Now, focusing back here in North Mississippi with our Doppler radar sponsored by Mama Justice, we are tracking absolutely nothing across North Mississippi. We are staying dry and pretty much cloudless as we wrap up our Sunday night and get ready for our Monday ahead. Good news is that's going to stay consistent all night long and all throughout your Monday as well. And what's responsible for this is this high pressure system. Now, that's what I've been talking about a lot this weekend. Those high pressure systems, they've been the main factor in this forecast. Now, if we take a look at it and what the implications it can still have on us, this high pressure system, notice it's kind of moving a little bit more towards the east. We're a big fan of that because once it does so, it still has that clockwise rotation, which is bringing in all that Arctic air across the United States, allowing us to feel super cold, super dry. But once we get it towards the other side of Mississippi, let me make sure to click back on this so I don't move the camera. Let's say it's around the panhandle of Florida within a few days. Still going to have that clockwise rotation, but this time bringing in southerly motion. And that's going to bring in moisture from the Gulf, and in doing so, not only bring back the cloud cover and those rain chances, spoiler, later on into the work week, but also much warmer conditions. So as soon as we can see that high start moving, get on the opposite side of North Mississippi, we're definitely going to be good to go and start seeing those above average conditions continue. But hey, I'm not a fan for the cold, so I'm definitely rooting for that high pressure system to continue moving on along the coast. But for those of you that enjoy the cold, well, enjoy the time it is out there in Texas while we experience these below average conditions. But let's take a look at Futurecast. We can even zoom this out, kind of track out what's happening across the southeast. Oh, I keep touching it over here. Let me back this up just a second. There we go. Let's move this back over. We can see that high pressure system out there in Texas, that clockwise spin, bringing in all that cool Arctic air across North Mississippi. But notice, it's going to continue moving on towards the east, and that is a good thing. It's going to allow those winds to start to weaken just a little bit. It's going to take a while, basically by Monday night into your Tuesday, until we'll really start to experience those effects. But up until Monday around lunchtime tomorrow, we're still going to see that wind continue blowing and funneling across North Mississippi, and doing so, allowing us to feel a lot cooler than what those temperatures are reading outdoors. So definitely going to be a day to keep those layers on all day long, not going to get warm by the afternoon hours. Let's take a look at that right quick on the next 24, showing a sunny day all day long, but definitely a chilly one. Mid-20s by the time you start off your day tomorrow, working our way up towards the mid to upper 30s, even some low 40s across North Mississippi during the peak heating hours of the day. And that'll be the day or time of the day I'm looking forward to. But again, take a look at that wind, pretty much double digits all day long. And that's going to make us feel a lot cooler than what those temperatures are reading outdoors. But even by tomorrow evening, mid 30s by 6 o'clock, already in the mid 20s by 9, especially by that 10 o'clock broadcast hour, still upper 20s by 9. But by 10, I think it said it was around 25. So we're already going to be well below freezing tomorrow night, showing that those frigid conditions, they're not going anywhere just yet. We got a ways to go until that high pressure system can continue moving along the coast. It's very slow moving, but eventually it's going to have some better benefits. I'll be tracking out kind of what to expect as you go throughout your Monday, even into your Tuesday, what the rest of the work week entails. All of that's coming up right after this break.
When C.K. Little opened his doors in downtown Corinth nearly 80 years ago, his plan was simple: deliver excellent service and exceed expectations. That's why we say a little gift goes a long way.
By the time you see the symptoms of lung cancer, it could be too late. Now there's a new scan that can detect lung cancer early. If you smoked, get scanned.
Right now, from the Room to Room Weather Center, here's meteorologist Caleb Edelblut.
Well, thanks for sticking here with us for Mississippi Live Weather at 10. I was reading the comments between the breaks, and it was very fun to see a comment from North Texas. So we were just talking about you guys and that high pressure system over y'all. So kind of fun to see y'all all tuning in from across the country. But let's take a look at some current conditions out here in Tupelo, Mississippi. This is 36 degrees right now, feels like 30. That's still the big factor in this forecast and why this forecast feels so brutal as we go outdoors. That northerly wind continuing to bug us as we go throughout our day and now into the overnight hours. That dew point around 18 degrees, so still upper teens, very dry in our atmosphere. You can see that above you with pretty much zero clouds in the sky. We can see that here on Futurecast, that wind continuing to just funnel in across North Mississippi. This is tonight around 10, tracking into the overnight hours ahead. And like I mentioned, we're not really tracking anything out, not even cloud cover to see as we get ready for our Monday morning. Maybe some thin wispy clouds trying their best. That's where it's going to start to push in just a little bit across the state line into the very northern part of North Mississippi. The cloud cover is not going to last all day long. We're going to see a rinse and repeat of today into tomorrow. Now those low temperatures tonight going to be much more chilly as compared to the overnight period we had last night. Low 20s all across North Mississippi. 24 out there in Amory, 22 in Bruce, 25 Grenada, and 27 in Clarksdale and Cleveland. But the big story is how we're going to feel by the time we start off our day, and pretty much nowhere near that. We're feeling like we're in the low teens across some of North Mississippi. 11 in Red Bay, Iuka, Boonville, and Corinth. 15 out there in Oxford, 12 in Holly Springs, and 14 out there in South Haven. Now, if you're not really in the low to mid-teens, you're pretty much pushing upper teens, maybe low 20s. 20 out there in Grenada, 21 Greenwood, 22 Belzona. I think y'all have it the best on this graphic, and 21 out there in Greenville. So no matter where you are here in North Mississippi, by the time you start off your Monday morning, especially the earlier, the cooler it'll be as you get ready for the work week ahead. With our school day graphic, definitely showing a frigid forecast for the kids as they get ready for school tomorrow morning. Low 20s by the time they start off their day and get dropped off at school. Mid 30s by the time they make it to lunch. But once they're ready to get home and get out of school tomorrow afternoon, still going to be a frigid forecast. Upper 30s by the last bell, maybe pushing some low 40s across North Mississippi. I envision they're not going to want to spend too much time outside by the time they make it home. Now, coming back to Futurecast, we could see some of those thin, wispy clouds doing their best to fight that uphill battle and push their way into North Mississippi. But notice what happens as we get closer and closer towards lunchtime. They start to build up just a little bit, super thin, super transparent in nature, but practically disappear. So just showing how dry we continue to be, especially with that northerly wind, not only making us feel cooler, but allowing that atmosphere to stay dry. It's going to limit that cloud cover pretty much all day long, and this is about it. This is your forecast as you go throughout your Monday. Going to be a dry forecast, a chilly forecast, but the good news, definitely a sunny one as well. So I know it'll be Monday morning tomorrow, but at least it'll be a sunny day all day long. Now let's take a look at those high temperatures. Much more chillier tomorrow as compared to today. So if you didn't or you weren't a fan of today, make sure to layer up extra hard tomorrow. We're going to be a little bit chillier. Low 40s all across North Mississippi, even some upper 30s. 37 in Red Bay, Iuka, and Corinth. That's where we saw the chilliest start to our Monday morning tomorrow. 39 in Oxford, 38 Senatobia, 39 Clarksdale, and 42 out there in Greenwood. But what it feels like outdoors, still significantly cooler than what those temperatures are actually reading. Pretty much mid-30s all across North Mississippi. Iuka even coming in the upper 20s. So that's tomorrow afternoon around peak heating hours. So to where you're feeling like you're in the low 30s, upper 20s, that should kind of show you how many layers you need to have on pretty much all day long as you go on and about your Monday. But take a look at our dog walk forecast. If you want to take a break outdoors, you are excited to brave the cold, be my guest. It'll be a beautiful day, especially with sunny skies all day long. Low 20s by the time you start off the day, especially if you want to get out there, get some exercise in before work or school. Working your way up towards the mid 30s by lunchtime, and then again, upper 30s by the time you reach those afternoon hours. Still beautiful conditions in the evening by the time you get off. Just going to be a little bit cooler as well. Now let's take a look at those low temperatures for your Tuesday morning. This is even lower than what we're going to experience tonight. So let's get in that habit of kind of what's the word? I'm blanking on it right now. With your pipes, dripping the pipes or dripping the faucets to make sure we protect those pipes. There we go. It's 10 o'clock. We're getting there. But it's going to be a lot chillier Tuesday morning as you start off your day. So we're going to be back in that habit just for a little bit. I know we haven't really been in that habit with how above average we've been. Good news is this cold snap not going to last too long. We'll start to see warmer conditions, especially once that high pressure system moves on. But let's take a look at that wind chill. Tuesday morning, not really seeing that much difference as compared to the one we're going to be experiencing tomorrow. Showing some relief is on the way. It's starting to build up just slightly. Now, these are still chilly, frigid conditions, but at least we're not dropping into the low teens. Still some upper teens we can talk about. 17 out there in Holly Springs, 18 Senatobia, 19 in South Haven and Tunica, but a lot better as compared to the 11s that we saw pretty much in Iuka, Corinth, and Boonville. So relief's on the way. Just got to get through our Monday morning tomorrow, even throughout the rest of the day and Tuesday morning before we can really start to enjoy them together. Now, Futurecast still going to show those dry and clear conditions all across North Mississippi tomorrow night. Continues to be the theme and pretty much pattern of this forecast as we start off the work week. But by the time we make it towards Tuesday morning, take a look at that wind direction, starting to shift towards the south. And that means that high pressure system, it's making some progress, moving out towards the east of Mississippi, bringing in that southerly motion. That's going to make us feel a lot better, and why that wind chill not really having an impact on us. Now, as we go throughout the rest of our Tuesday, we have a clear start to the day, But with that southerly motion, it's going to bring in that moisture from the Gulf, and we're going to start to see that cloud cover make its way back into North Mississippi, start to see those partly cloudy conditions return, especially by Tuesday evening. By the time you make it towards that 5 and 6 o'clock broadcast time, going to be seeing some of that cloud cover and finally make its way back into our atmosphere, giving us something to look at above. Thankfully, we continue to stay dry all throughout our Tuesday and into the overnight hours ahead. But even by 1 o'clock, notice how there's kind of another plume of that cloud cover continuing to build on in. We're going to start seeing even more cloudy conditions throughout your Wednesday. And then, spoiler alert, some rain chances come Thursday. Now take a look at those high temperatures Tuesday. This is the relief I'm talking about. Once you make it through Monday, even Tuesday morning, you're going to feel a lot better by Tuesday afternoon. Our highs making it to the mid to upper 50s. 55 out there at Amory, 58 Houston, Eupora, and Grenada, 58 out there in Greenwood, and 56 in Clarksdale. And those feels like values, almost exact. So we could finally stop talking about that wind pretty much having an impact on us and making us feel a lot cooler. Tuesday afternoon, it's looking a lot better. Just got to make it through the next 24 to 36 hours and we will be good to go. Now take a look at that 7-day forecast. We can definitely tell how much that southerly motion and that wind is going to affect us. Low 40s tomorrow with those chilly conditions, even continuing into your overnight period Monday night into Tuesday. Even chillier lows. Make sure you continue dripping those faucets and protecting those pipes. But warming on up, mid to upper 50s for your Tuesday, upper 60s for your Wednesday. Notice how that cloud cover continues to increase as we go throughout the rest of the work week. Then Thursday, that moisture continues building on in until we see those rain chances return across North Mississippi. Right now bumped up a little bit to 50%. Not really expecting too much thunderstorm activity, but that's going to be the day to continue watching all week long as our Mississippi Live weather team will continue tracking that out with you, making sure you guys are best prepared. But taking a look at Thursday and on, much more beautiful conditions are in store for us. Low 60s with clear sunny skies above as you wrap up your work week. Mostly clear conditions with upper 60s as your high Saturday, and then a Sunday full of the mid 60s with that cloud cover building in just a little bit more. So I'm excited for this part of the broadcast, not excited for the more frigid conditions next to me. Just got to get through the next few days, and I'm right there with you guys. I think we're all team warmer weather as we get ready for the work week. So I'm going to check on the comments really quick. Oh, it looks like my North Texas fan is in here as well. We are moving from North Texas to Attala County for retirement. That is awesome. You could not have picked a better state. I love Mississippi. So very excited that you guys are tuning in, and that is awesome. So really excited for you guys. I hope that work went well and that y'all enjoy retirement. So it's going to be a good work week here in North Mississippi. Very excited to welcome you guys and looking forward to all the weather that North Mississippi has to offer. But until then, of course, here's the QR codes to both iOS and Android app. We appreciate all the support that you have given us, especially tuning in from all across the country. So we appreciate all the views that you give us and all the support as well. Let us know what works in our app. Let us know what doesn't. We want to make sure that it is best suited for you guys out there. So if you want to scan the QR code, that'll take you to the App Store for your respective system, whether it's Apple or Android, and it gets you right to our app. But of course, if you want to look for more broadcasts coming on up, we'll be back towards our weekday schedule live tomorrow morning at 6:37 and 7:30 with our morning meteorologist, Maggie McCauley. She'll be waking up bright and early with you guys, talking about a frigid start to your Monday morning and making sure y'all are best prepared for the day ahead. And of course, our chief meteorologist, Matt Laubon, and meteorologist Gabe Maynard will be back at 5, 6, and 10 tomorrow evening, talking about those warmer conditions getting closer and closer with each passing day. And of course, the big day Thursday with those rain chances and whether or not we could expect some rumbles of thunder or if it'll just kind of be a washout. That'll be the story as we continue further and further into the work week ahead. But I enjoyed another weekend with you guys here in the Room to Room Weather Center. I'm already looking forward to the next one and hopefully even a warmer one at that. But I hope y'all have a fantastic rest of y'all Sunday. Have a fantastic Monday ahead. We'll see y'all back here in the Room to Room Weather Center.
March 24th, 2023 was a normal Friday. You know, we knew the weather was not good, but we needed to take shelter, and we didn't have shelter. My husband and almost 2-year-old daughter, Ethan and Riley, they did lose their lives in the storm. We're still recovering from it. We'll always be recovering from it. Matt Laubon cares about the community. He's not just there to collect a paycheck. I feel like Matt Laubon has proven himself trustworthy.